Kevin Bullock here in Beaver Creek. I'm the president and CEO of Signal Gold. We have a gold development project in Nova Scotia called Goldboro, 3 million ounce resource, 1 million ounce reserve. And we plan to be doing final permitting and building the project within the next year and a half.
Good to see you, Kevin.
Happy to be here, Matt.
How's it going out there?
It's pretty good. The market's slow. The equity markets are behind. I think they'll catch up at some point in the future. We're range bound in the gold price. I think that we'll pull out of that at some point, and then the directional price of gold will probably bring people back into the market, especially for single asset producers or developers.
Well, that sounds like the most honest answer I've heard all week. Most people are sort of really fake optimism. No, I think that's right, but I don't mind markets like this because it needs to shake out the good from the bad, and I think the companies that can move projects forward, I'm sure we'll hear about it from you in a second, get it closer to the point where it can produce, where it can do what it's meant to do, and the ones which are probably never destined to produce. Not so much.
Yeah,
not so much.
I think, well, with the equity markets the way they are, you can get funding on the debt side, but there's no debt without equity. So you're kind of stuck as a single asset developer. We're fortunate in that we're in a first world. We've got a great project. It's the highest grade undeveloped gold project on the east coast of Canada. So this will come into fruition. It's just a matter of getting that finance package together, getting the permitting finalized, which we're doing very well on. As a matter of fact, in the last 2 weeks, Matt, we submitted our application for industrial approval and we submitted our application for fisheries offsetting, the two main permits we have left to get, and they're being reviewed now by the regulators.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the other things that you are moving along the phases at the moment. So some press releases out that the thing is, people are putting news out. I'm not sure anyone's reading it or interested. They're waiting for the next rate hike, it seems. So, but let's do it, okay? There's a whole bunch of moving parts. So, what from most important to least important, or hit us with it?
Well, first of all, I think you're right. People aren't really noticing good news as much as they used to. I'm not so sure if it's that or if it's people aren't reacting to it and either buying or selling or trading or transacting on the news. So people are just in a wait and see mode. As far as what we did, we pivoted when we found out that the equity markets were getting weak into raising flow-through dollars to then show what size that our project can be. Instead of pushing through and building with the size it is, we're now showing how much it can expand. So we've actually increased our land position by 600%. We've now got 200 square kilometers from 20 originally. And we had 3 kilometers of potential strike length of mineralization. We've now got over 40. We've now started drilling west of our current 3 million ounce resource, and we're hitting multiple intersections just like what is in the proposed pits. So I'm quite convinced that west of our current resource, there will be a third pit. There are already 2 that are that are within the feasibility. I think we're developing a third one with the drill results that we've announced in the last little while. We're 2,500 meters into a 12,000 meter program, so expect news flow consistently over the next couple of months of drill results west of our current resource.
So tell me why you've done it. Like, you're a team of mine builders, okay? You've done this a few times before, okay? You're not here to build it or set it up for someone else to kind of come in and view it. Why spend money on stuff which you don't need to? Or are you going to tell me we need to? Well, why?
Well, the reason is simple. We cannot get equity at the moment to get a project finance package together. We were trading at a 200 million market cap a year ago. We've advanced the project and now we're under 50. To raise double...
And nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed other than we've advanced the project.
Right.
But that's the market. So you got to work in the market you're in. Just like if you're selling a home, you're not going to get what you want for it in a bad market. You're going to get what somebody's willing to pay for it. So we understand that. So what we need is a partner, whether it's financial, private equity,
right,
or someone who's going to earn in to actually help us get to the next stage. And in order to do that, we have to show that this could be substantially bigger.
Gotcha.
And we're showing that.
Okay, so let's look at those strategic partners, because again, they're thin on the ground at the moment as well. What is it that they're looking for? What are the numbers that you need to hit to be of interest?
Well, they're looking for growth potential beyond the current resource. And by us drilling and announcing our drill results, we're showing that potential. And at some point, we'll have enough drill holes to put a new inferred resource together west of the current resource to show that you have A, the potential to add to mine life, B, the potential to increase throughput and therefore annual production, and C, increase the benefits of the financial benefits of the mine.
So the economics, are they going to make some money? Right. Okay, but can you throw some numbers on that for me? Like, are people looking for 2 million ounce as a bare minimum? They need to understand the economics to what degree?
The bare minimum I think that people are looking for is 8 to 10 years of mine life to begin with, but with the potential and a minimum of 100,000 ounces a year, but that's slowly creeping up.
Yeah.
So they want to be rather 250, right? So showing the potential that your project could do that gets interest from potential partners. And that's what we're trying to do. And we know that adding the underground, which is still inferred, but if you drilled it off and added the underground, that you could get to 150,000 ounces a year. And adding a third pit, which we're showing is developing to the west, could add to throughput and bring that up to 250,000 ounces a year. Then it becomes something people really want because it's in a first world, it's going to make a substantial difference to the annual output of the company that may be investing in it. And B, it can be shared should you find a joint venture partner, whereas 100,000 ounces a year is difficult to split up.
Okay. So and what's the process for you in terms of the timing of starting those conversations, the type of people that you'd want to attract? And I guess there's a little bit of, they're going to have to be palatable to the social license and the jurisdictional component. It's important.
That's correct. So what we're looking for is someone that's willing to earn in along the way as we add value, help us to add that value and benefit from that, and maybe get some rights into moving forward further with it. What I think the minimum that people are looking for is, in a joint venture, a share of at least 50,000 ounces a year, but probably higher than that. So you have to show this potential scale, and that's what we're doing.
Okay, so you're talking about money, strategic, not necessarily know-how, because you guys have got that.
We've got the know-how, but there's always people who are much better at things, that are technically advanced and have done things more than we have. Sure. We're not saying we're the best. We can do it. We would love to do it on our own, but you can't in this market. Now, the market could change as we're going through this. We're just looking for people who are willing to add value along the way rather than take out something that's really undervalued.
And you've had to kind of adjust. Like, everyone's had to come up with a new strategy, a new plan, a new way of getting by. You got to be in the game to play the game, right? Clearly, you'd rather do that yourself in a better market. You would just be doing this yourself. Okay. Are there other options available to you other than taking this type of money? Have you looked around?
Yeah, there's all kinds of opportunity that are coming out because the game has changed in this market. So there's groups that are doing equity and debt together. There's groups that'll provide some money up front for you to get detailed engineering or something done that brings you over the next hurdle. Okay. I'm sure when we get our permits will be re-rated. So it's manipulating within the market you're in. We can't pretend the market's going to get better soon. We can't plan on the market getting better soon. We have to work with what we're in.
And it's hard to time it as well.
It's hard to time.
And the reason I'm asking you this is because I'm sure you'll get it in the neck from some shareholders going, we could have got a better deal here, better deal there. You will choose the best deal, your shareholder too, the best deal for the company and the shareholders.
The best deal for all stakeholders because, we're all, as I think people should be in junior companies, we're very invested in our own company because we believe in it.
Yeah.
And I think, Matt, if we got the timing right, I would be on your yacht somewhere.
Yeah.
Because if we got the timing right all the time, we wouldn't have to be working. So you got to work within what you're in. You can't bet on timing.
Okay. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and you're not about it yet. But we are we are in sort of tumultuous times, right? And I do keep reminding shareholders and investors, broadly, you take the money when it's there because you don't know what's around the corner. And we have got so many examples of how people have got that badly wrong, waiting, and finally you run out of capital, right?
Waiting for a better price is never the answer. I think it's about you raise money when it's offered, and you're going to spend it. It's not just to raise it. You've got commitments for it that's going to advance the project more than the money you're raising. That's the junior market is raise money, make it worth more.
Right. Okay. So to that end, we know what you're kind of focusing on. You've kind of described that. Clearly, exploration is key to this. Discoveries is key to this. Being efficient is key to this. There's a lot of things you're going to have to get right, and exploration's not always easy. There will be a few bumps along the way, I'm sure. But stay in touch with us. Let us know how you get on, because I think it's exciting times out there. And good luck with the conversations. I know you've got a stack of
lots of meetings.
And new money. Is there new money at the conference, or is it the same people wanting reassurances that you're moving along the phases?
I don't think there's new money, but I think there's groups that have been around a while that are starting new types of funds that are a little bit varied from what they were before to adjust for that lack in equity.
Looking for developers who can get something over the line.
Correct.
Okay, well, good luck with that.
All right, Matt.
Sure.
Thanks very much.
You.